Good morning, this is Ms. Rezan. Today we are going to talk about the female reproductive system. So after this lesson, you should be able to name the main parts of the female reproductive system and describe the function of each part in the system. You know that all living organisms need to reproduce to make more of themselves. So, as you know before, that making new offspring is called reproduction. So, reproduction means making new offspring. Actually, we have two types of reproduction, which are sexual and asexual reproduction. Now, in asexual reproduction, living organisms make more of themselves simply by splitting into two new cells. So if you focus here in the picture, we have asexual reproduction. We have one parent cell. This cell splits into two cells. So this type of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. Okay? Such as bacteria. Bacteria can reproduce by using asexual reproduction, and also viruses. Now, the second type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. Actually, in sexual reproduction, there are two parents. Okay? We have two parents, one female and one male. Inside their bodies, there are special cells or gametes from the female and male. When those gametes join together, they make a new cell or a new offspring. So, again, in sexual reproduction, there are two parents, female and male. A special cell or gamete from the female joins with gamete from the male to make a new and different cell. This cell is called zygote, and when it grows up, it will produce an embryo. Okay, now you have to know that in mammals, including people, the fertilized egg, here we have fertilized egg. This fertilized egg develops inside the mother. So the fertilized egg develops inside the mother. When this zygote divided more to give an embryo, and this embryo grow up, that will give us a fetus. So the fetus grows and develops, and until the baby mammal can live outside the body of the mother. So, again, in mammals, the fertilized egg develops inside the mother. So the fetus grows and develops inside the mother's body until the baby mammals can live outside the body. Now, you have to know that we have two things for mammals. Mammals look after their young and also make milk for them. Mammals look after their young and also make milk for them. Okay, now we have to know that the female reproductive organs have many jobs. The main two jobs that we are going to mention, the first thing that female reproductive organs produce the female sex cells. So the female sex cells, which are ova or eggs. So inside the female reproductive organs, we have or produce eggs. And the second thing you have to know that the female reproductive organs provide a home for a growing baby when it's needed. So two main jobs. They produce the female sex cells, which are eggs, and also they provide a home for a growing baby when it's needed. Okay, now let's mention or explain the female reproductive parts. Okay, actually here we have main five parts. The first one we have ovary. Then we have uterus. All this area is uterus. And the tube which connect between ovary and uterus is called oviduct or fallopian tube. So until now, ovary and uterus, and the tube which connect between them is oviduct. And also here we have cervix. Here, cervix. And the last thing we have vagina. Now, what is the function of each part? Let's start with ovary. Actually, you have to know that ovary contains eggs or ova. So here we have many ova or eggs. So ovary contains eggs and releases one every month. So you have to know that ovary releases one ovum every month. And it also makes female sex hormones. So if I ask you, where does the sex hormone make inside the body? You have to know that inside the ovary in female parts. Okay, so until now ovary contains eggs and it makes female sex hormones. This is the first part, which is ovary. The second part we have uterus. Now we have to know what is the function of the uterus. Actually, uterus is the organ where a baby grows during pregnancy. So, where do we find the baby during pregnancy? Or where does the baby grow during pregnancy? Actually, in uterus. So, the uterus is the organ where a baby grows during pregnancy. And it has strong muscular walls. So, it has walls, and those walls are strong muscular walls. Okay, now the third part is oviduct. As we said, that the tube which connect between ovary and uterus is called oviduct. So what is the function of oviduct? Actually, the oviduct carries the eggs from the ovary to the uterus. So the main function of the oviduct that it carries the eggs from the ovary to the uterus. And also the male gametes called sperm meet the eggs in the oviduct. So the eggs move through the oviduct to the uterus, and also in oviduct the sperm, which is the male gametes, meet with eggs in the oviduct. So the oviducts are lined with cilia, which beat and move the eggs towards the uterus. So inside the oviduct we have cilia. These cilia beat and move the eggs towards the uterus. So the main two functions of the oviduct carries the eggs from the ovary to the uterus, and also the male gametes called sperm meet the eggs in the oviduct. Okay, then we have vagina. So what is the function of vagina? Actually, the vagina is the part of the body where the penis fits into the woman. So what do we mean by penis? Actually, penis, the one of the parts of the male reproductive system. So when the penis fits into the woman, that happens in the vagina, and where the sperm are left when they leave the penis. So the penis will fit here, and the sperm are left when they leave the penis. Okay, the last part, which is cervix. Actually, cervix, here we have narrow opening. So the cervix is the narrow opening of the uterus into the vagina. So the narrow opening which connects between uterus and vagina is called cervix. So the main 5 parts that we have, okay, the vagina, cervix connect between uterus and vagina, and we have oviduct connect between uterus and ovary, and inside the ovary we have eggs, and the baby grows inside the uterus, and the sperms or the male gametes reach into the uterus through vagina to the cervix, then to uterus. Okay, now let's open the book page 52 to highlight the main things that we need. As we said that some living organisms morph themselves simply by splitting into 2, as we said, like bacteria and viruses, they split into 2 cells to reproduce. This type of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. And the second type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. And we say that in sexual reproduction we have male and female, okay? And we have a special cell or gamete from female joins with gamete from the male to make a new cell. And you have to know that in mammals, the fertilized egg develops inside the mother. So the main part in the female reproductive system or organs, is uterus. So babies develop inside the mother's uterus. And you have to know that the fetus grows and develops until the baby mammals can live outside the body. So mammals, after borning, mammals look after their young and also make milk for them. And the third thing that we explained, we said that the female reproductive organs have 2 main jobs. The first one, they produce the female sex cells, and also they provide a home for a growing baby when it's needed. Okay, now we say that we have 5 main parts: uterus, oviduct, ovary, cervix, and vagina. Here we have the function of each part, so please highlight them and study them. And you have to know that by the time a baby girl is born, her ovaries contain all the eggs she will ever need. So during her lifetime, she has a fixed number of eggs. So after puberty, an egg matures and is released each month. So we have egg released each month. But when this girl reached into age between 45 and 55 years old, she will run out of eggs. So inside her ovary, actually there will be no eggs. So after this age, she cannot have babies. So after age 45 to 55 years old, she will run out of eggs and can no longer have babies. So those are the main things that you have to know from this lesson. So please memorize them. Let's answer summary questions. Question number 1, what is sexual reproduction, as we said that the form of reproduction which involves two parents, male and female, and special sex cells or gametes, also male gamete and female gamete, so we called it sexual reproduction. What about the question number 2? Explain the job of the ovaries in the body. We say that ovaries contain eggs and also make female sex hormones. So, ovaries have two main jobs. The first one, they contain eggs to make new babies, and the second thing, they make female sex hormones, and those hormones are very important for the pregnancy time and also for the baby. Okay, please answer your summary questions in your notebook and highlight everything we highlighted here in the PowerPoint. Okay, and study well. Good luck.